live in the dungeon. This is the Dream Warrior Review. I'm Kurt Thomas.
I'm Mick Strawn.
And this is episode 92. Unfriended. What year was this? Unfriended came out 2014. A group of online chat room friends find themselves haunted by a mysterious supernatural force using the account of their dead friend.
Interesting.
I have a goldfish stuck in my tooth. That's why.
Let me point out something. This is interesting in that didn't it kind of seem dated in that the way that we went from screen to screen to screen, and it being as that was the gag. Right, was slightly out of focus and slightly.
But wasn't it on a budget, like severe budget, probably?
I'm sure it was. Oh yeah. Well, it was a Blumhouse budget,
right?
Yeah.
And this is how long has Blumhouse been doing this? Because this is probably early on, isn't it? I mean,
yeah. This is it. Well, no, this isn't real. Blumhouse has been.
I don't know how long. He just kind of came into my radar, like.
Oh, really?
Like 2009, probably?
Blumhouse has been, yeah,
he's been
probably for about 15 years or something. What I have to say is this, it's going to get really dated really quick. That was the first thing I thought. The second thing that I
didn't even think about that. I guess I kind of liked how it started because I got into the action in the first 10 minutes, and I was hooked for a while, but then I kind of faded a little bit.
Exactly.
And then it came back, and then it kind of faded again. But no, there were parts that I liked. I can't really, I probably wrote them down, but.
There were parts, here's the way I prefer to think of it. I prefer to think of them as one film altogether.
Oh, so we're talking about both of them.
Well, I'm just putting this out as a hypothesis that it feels more to me like the dark web part was the ending to it, and they were a suite together, because then it has a great build. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see that. There's a lot of similarities.
Well, but Beans is it
same
picked
director?
Up,
not same director.
And
sorry,
it seemed to pick up where the other one left off a little bit. I mean, not intentionally.
Yeah, I think so.
But
what's interesting is I watched Unfriended at home,
right,
and then I watched Dark Web the next day. So it was kind of perfect. But at the same time, I thought that one was better than the other.
Yeah, and it was the second one.
Yeah, well, the second one was there's things I like about the first one more than the second one.
Really,
and vice versa.
What
like
is it?
The one I didn't like about one thing I liked about the first one. Well, okay, I like the fact that. This is probably the first time
Kurt.
I've watched a movie that was all on a computer screen, and that was it. That was the whole thing.
Yes.
And so she didn't leave until the very end. She left his computer screen, and that was the very end.
No, absolutely.
The second one, I had a problem with the fact that they left, and they actually went outside.
Yeah, and then came back to the screen.
So it wasn't really the same kind of drama. Like, they were allowed to leave. They were allowed to do this, that. And the first one was a little bit more... You know, who's going to die next? Who's going to die next? Who's going to die next?
Right.
This one was the second one. I think was
a little bit more
drawn out,
a little bit more drawn out,
a
little deeper. The story was deeper. On the second one.
Right. I think I like the story. Well, see, I kind of like how the first one was because it was a little bit more vague, and it was like, what the hell's going on? Who is this weird? Who is this guy?
Right.
Where'd he come from? The second one, they kind of explained it too much, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like,
yeah, but I think
less mystery.
The second one felt more evil and had a better ending in terms of where you went with it.
I'll tell you what was evil about the second one was my least favorite noises in the world. Among them are the click of an Apple mouse and the keyboards. Those noises annoy me. Like an IBM or PC keyboard doesn't bother me. But
really? But the Apple does?
Especially the click of the mouse.
The click is the mouse click.
And then a little whoop, zoop, whoop, whoop, whoop. So I turn my sounds off.
That's true. That whoop, whoop, whoop.
So those are evil sounds.
I turn all that stuff off. Yeah, you absolutely. I don't need to get little beep 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 beeps from
and
my
what
computer.
if you don't want to wake somebody up and they're a really light sleeper and you have to look at porn or something? Right. And that mouse is. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I mean, not that I have that problem. But
No.
Anyway.
No.
So anyway,
So-
you had some thoughts. I think I interrupted you, but
No, I just so like the build of the second story, and the second film also had, I don't want to spoil it too much, but when we were going down the line, there was this one shot of the barrel, the barrel shot.
yeah.
So well thought out. I mean, it's so easy and it was so evil.
Yes.
So anyway,
So the first one,
yeah.
the strange guy shows up. I was
Right.
wondering why they didn't just start doing a group text like on the side, like
Right.
because it was only on the computer in the first
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
The second
And-
one was
well-
good because they actually included all technology.
On the first one, and I want to ask you about this because, I mean, I obviously never got into like huge chat
Right.
group, multiple groups like that. But how is it that they broke into the first two having almost phone sex? I mean, that was stupid.
That was wondering that too.
That
yeah,
was stupid,
yeah.
right?
I was like, how did they interrupt that call?
Yeah, how did they
That's the
interrupt
first thing I
that
wrote
call?
down in my notes. I'm like, what the
That's
hell?
I didn't understand.
And basically, if you get a message from a dead person, why would you reply to it?
Right. Exactly.
I don't know. I mean, that's one thing I thought was kind of weak, but I like how they did the found footage though. Like it was kind of a found footage film.
Yeah.
So I liked how they worked that in, but they made it unique. It wasn't like your average found footage film.
Right,
It
right.
was-
What I really liked about it was how each piece of it was revealed,
Right.
and as you got each piece was revealed and was revealed about 20 seconds longer than it was before, and then adding 20 seconds, and it was really well laid out that as you find out pieces of this film, it gets more, it twists the plot around.
Right. I did you notice the ads when they went to the Fresno Star website?
Oh yeah.
I like the ads. They
Yeah.
cracked me up. It was like a escape ad on the top. It was a travel ad.
Oh, and by the way, this also proves that nothing good can happen in Fresno. I mean, if you're from the LA area, you know that is a fact already.
I actually, when I was moving to Washington from
Yeah.
Florida,
Oh yeah.
which is a weird move, don't ever do it.
Yeah. Boy.
But I stopped in Fresno was because I was going through California to visit my brother.
Oh,
And
right.
Fresno was one of the places I stopped at.
Yeah.
And I think I was right across the street from a great massage parlor that was, and I was like, what kind of neighborhood is this in? And I just stayed in my hotel room. Yeah.
Yeah. Just did. Yeah. Yeah. Cowering in your hotel room.
I can't read all my notes.
But back to the film. You know, the clicking around. It was interesting that you did have to play. You had to pay attention through the whole thing. I mean, you actually really had to follow this film. In fact, both of them. It was just
The first one had more jump scares, I think, because I was focused in on what was going on, and then boom, it was like that. But like the second one, you knew when it was coming.
right.
There was
but-
no surprise. And so I don't think there was much tension, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. No. Well. Yeah. Jump scares. The thing is,
Well, I
you
mean, it's
very
hard to do
rarely,
jump scares
you very rarely
on
saw
a
anything happen at all.
Skype thing, whatever. But
I thought I wanted to see somebody die.
some technology was
Yeah.
kind of off though a little bit, because I mean, why did people move? So they did this obviously to make it more interesting to watch, especially in the
Right.
second. I noticed this in the second one more than the first one, because the first one you kind of had these. Everybody was kind of almost in the same spot all the time until they started
Yeah.
going away.
Right.
But
exactly.
the second one, I noticed they moved like when the dialogue changed and there were two characters talking to each other, they put them on the top.
Right, and they would move
they
around.
moved them
yeah.
around, which would never happen in Skype or
Yeah, it would never really happen. But
Right. And then the deaf thing was kind of an interesting twist. I like that.
the what?
The girl. That
No,
was
the girl.
deaf.
See,
Yeah.
I see. The second one just had depth. To
I
it.
think I enjoyed the first one more, and I don't,
Really. Why did you enjoy the?
I think
first
it's
one?
because I never really seen anything like that before. Like I guess I've seen movies where they try to use Skype or whatever else. But
Okay.
I've never seen
Let
one that
me
was
tell you-
all on Skype.
Let me tell you something. There was an episode of Modern Family.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
Okay.
It was all social media. Yeah, I saw
Right.
that.
So why
Which
is
that was
that
hilarious.
Why is that different from?
Because there was a lot of action with them outside and doing other things besides.
No, there wasn't. It was right on the screen all the way through.
Was that the whole episode?
Yeah, the
I
whole
guess
episode
I only
was
caught
on
like
the
half
screen.
of it, but I assumed. I
You
confess.
assumed that it went.
I didn't see the whole thing.
Okay, gotcha.
But
Well,
I mean, there had. I don't know.
so there was a TV show that
Right.
actually beat this film. Well, or
no, it was
no,
way after it.
it was way after it.
Yeah, they copied it.
Imagine that happening in Hollywood.
How plausible is a hand
Whoa.
in a blender? Unless it's like a.
See, now that's kind of what I meant. It's the first time that anybody gets hurt in
Unfriended, the first one, yeah.
Branded, right? In the first one, it's with a blender. Wait a minute, I have to. That was one of the rare things that I actually wrote down before I woke up. Yeah, I was. Well, let me just pull my list. Bye. That I was ready to reach through the screen. Just, I really did dig the layers of info.
Right. Did you not think that the first one? Okay, this is my impression of the first one. Overall, I don't know how old the director was, or how old the writer was, but I think they hated millennials. And
I think that they did. Check.
This is them on millennials. Don't you think so?
Yeah. Look at my comment. Is that a Wi-Fi blender?
So Levon, he's an older director.
Oh, there you go.
Levon, oh gosh, Gabrazzi, probably. Isn't that-
Gabrazzi. Hey, Gabrazzi. Whatever.
But no, Unfriended. So he directed that. But wait a minute. Yeah, he's a director. Let me make sure I clicked on the right guy.
An actor, director.
Yeah, Levon Gabrazzi.
Right.
So I think they were on millennials. They were like, this
Really?
is how stupid millennials
Yeah.
are.
Well, you see, that's the other thing. Is the second one
Right.
was it was more sophisticated.
They showed the millennials were smarter, I think, in the second
Yeah,
one.
I think that they
Or
did.
they're older.
No, they did. Well, they were showing them.
Well, they were.
fighting back in a more interesting way. And
You're run-of-the-mill California actors that are in their 30s that
Right.
are acting like they're younger.
Blah, blah, blah.
I do like that one actress that I've seen her in other things. She's awesome. Betty Gabriel.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah. No, she was.
Yeah, she's been in a lot of cool stuff like Westworld and
Oh yeah.
Get Out.
That's right.
what else? The Purge. I don't know. That wasn't probably one of the best ones, but no. But I like her as an actress. She's pretty cool. I think I have my notes on the second one too.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh, the
let's see.
Five Finger Games. I like the one where the blonde starts crying. I'm just gonna lose.
Yeah.
So I like the dynamics of that first group better.
Yes.
I think. I mean,
okay.
So there's things I liked more. Second one, I can't really think of much I really liked. I have to look through my.
Really? I mean, the complexity of the story coming all the way back,
One
back
note
around.
I put on the first one. This is a flaw.
Okay.
By the time they're doing the Five Finger Game, I was rooting for the killer to kill them all off.
Yeah.
Because I hated, at that point, I hated all the characters. I
Yes.
was like, they're all assholes.
Yeah.
And they are, it said, you are all terrible people. It's
Right.
Like,
You were
and
all
they were.
and they were all terrible
So I'm like,
people.
I shouldn't be rooting for the killer, should I? See
now-
my point?
Now here's the thing, though: is the first one was a moral tale, okay,
Right. And Blair was the one I liked the most, which made sense because she's a final girl.
and then she wound up being the ultimate sleaze and
Right.
slut, but the second one had a certain random aspect to it that that had a great dynamic to it, because the second one, the game was more inclusive.
Yeah.
It was more it was more cyclical. You almost came around to the very end of it and went, oh, that's evil.
Do you think it was a little cheesy, though, the little secret society that was doing horrible things? That was, I don't know, I guess the plot
Wait,
was a little rough for me.
they
Dark web.
that exists, right?
Right, but
Yeah.
I mean, I think the way they portrayed
Yeah.
it was a little cheesy, though.
No,
The guys in cloaks and stuff.
that's Pasadena. That's
Pasadena.
that's everybody in Pasadena is exactly like that. They're just this one, click away from being a click. Sorry, I'm so sorry I did that. I didn't mean it.
And I guess the second one, there was the final girl that was, right? Yeah, the final girl was basically.
No, the final girl was the
That's right.
Yeah.
So she was final girl.
Yeah, she was final girl.
But
Come on.
I thought the guy was
Come on, that was the final girl.
You know, it
out of
probably
the
was-
final girl out of the whole thing, off of both films together. The final girl
That's
was
right.
the
That's yeah. You're right.
That's it.
Yeah. But I like the guy that was.
Oh yeah,
We'll
yeah.
put it that way.
No, I agree with you too.
I think
yeah.
he was the strongest actor.
Yeah, he was.
I don't know if the deaf girl
But-
was because
yeah,
she didn't talk. But.
Strength, strength. Whatever.
Oh.
What's that?
So I guess I liked the first one more, and the second one was good, but it didn't
I
hold my interest as long.
See, and I would give the first one a 2.5, and the second one maybe a 3. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
I'd give the first one like a 3, and then the second one probably a 2.8, 2.7.
Yeah.
2. I'll stick with 2.8. Just because of the plot wasn't as, I don't know, it just seemed weak to me. Like, I mean, really, the plot is weak on both of them, I guess, if you look at it that way.
Well, yeah.
but I like how the first one was just different and unique, I guess. And it probably was when it came out. It probably more so, I guess.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but
it has been like 4 years.
I don't remember anybody coming up to me and going, "You should see Unfriended. It's amazing."
Actually, I remember hearing people talking about it, like when it came out.
Really?
But I never saw it.
Really?
Yeah. I had some coworkers that told me about it, but I never went to see it.
Like the Blair Witch project?
It wasn't quite that level. No. People talk about that one too much.
I have to say, and I don't know how long ago that was.
Was it 99 or 90?
Was it something like that? 98?
99.
99. The campaign, one of the first internet campaigns, was pretty interesting, and the advertising campaign itself was much better than the film, much more interesting.
Right, it's proof that marketing actually works.
Yeah, because and the thing that they did is they did everything wrong that you could imagine, and it still worked. I mean, they all you saw was the best parts of the film was on the trailer there, and they kind of led you to believe that, and the rest of it was just wandering around in the woods.
And then they tried to make a second one.
Yeah. Oh, that's yeah.
I tried to watch.
How
that
did
one.
that go?
Not well. No.
Well, it's become an entire genre. Is the found footage films,
Which is why I like the Unfriended, because it was like they used found footage, but it was very like wasn't really the whole story.
Yeah.
But it was part of it, obviously. Especially the found footage in the second one.
Yeah.
That was interesting footage.
Yeah, it was. I mean,
So I guess going back to we've already rated it, but I do have to make a point about the second one. The fact that he told them it was all like, I like that little twist in there where he had to kind of act like,
yeah, and he was faking it,
Right.
and then they find out that it's just a
right.
It's just a
He's like, it's not a
yeah, no, it's not a it's just a horrors. I haven't nothing to talk about beyond this. I think
no
that
stories?
no stories.
Okay.
No, what is what have I haven't done any weird look at a screen for a long time thing.
Oh, I guess Friend Request was similar, now that I think about it.
Friend Request?
But that was more of a straight up horror movie.
That was a straight up horror movie. Yeah.
So
that was more related not to the computer itself as much as it was the a Facebook kind of
social
game.
media stuff. What the fuck was I gonna say? It was right there. It was right there on my brain.
Right there on your brain. It was on the tip of your brain.
We were talking about something in
the theater.
Mission Impossible, but I can't.
Yeah.
I was gonna relate Unfriended to Mission Impossible. I don't know what I was
How
gonna say.
were you going to do that?
But it was gonna be amazing.
Was it?
Oh no, we were talking about credits.
Okay.
We were talking about how long credits are.
Oh right, yeah.
Did you notice that pretty much all Blumhouse movies?
Oh, have
this one is the Unfriended
no credits,
Dark Web. The credits were like 10 seconds.
Well, yeah. If you get into that and you look at how long credits are now, is the length of the credits now mostly has to do with CGI.
Right.
I mean, because or if you're on something like Mission Impossible, you have very large departments. like you have an art department that has multiple set dressers and multiple swing gangs that move, multiple drapiers, multiple greens persons that actually put plants up to hide stuff and things like that, which is actually a good use for things. There used to be a company in L.A. Called what was it? Only God and Walter Allen can make a tree. and what this guy did is his responsibility was greens, and he rented greens. So he had trees and bushes. It was right in the middle of town, which was really weird. He had this really small building in the middle of town that had all these trees and all these bushes and stuff, and all of it was like pretty much fake, but he had like some real stuff.
Right.
But they also specialize in stuff like dirt skins or fake rocks. But the thing that he really specialized in was tree trunks. And what he had he had trunks. You would make a tree on the stage. You didn't, and you have to think about it this way. If I was to make a forest scene on a stage, what do I see with the camera if I'm shooting in the forest? Think about it for a minute. You see the trunks of trees and limbs coming down. Mm-hmm. You don't necessarily see limbs, even a tree. Right. Yeah. So you see bushes, and you see the trunk of a tree, and you see a limb coming down, and that's what they would rent. And that was a specialty.
Right.
and he had this sign that was over his desk that said only God and Walter Allen can make a tree. Because he would send you out with a trunk of a tree, and he'd send you out with some limbs.
Wow.
Yeah. So tell me that's not specialized.
That is specialized. See, my favorite tree movie. There was that horror movie where it was in the forest. That was a cool tree movie, but they showed trees.
Trees.
The one where the guy was having hallucinations about the like Mini Mart or 7-Eleven.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, that's right.
That was shot in the woods.
But it was shot in the woods, but I can't remember the name of it. When you think that was the one that had that weird, stupid-looking monster that was a cross between. It looked like two humans put together to make a giraffe.
Was that Red? No, what was it? Red Christmas? That was it?
No.
I'll think of it.
We have seen too many.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I was looking the other day.
We've seen a lot.
We've seen a lot.
That's why I need to make a spreadsheet. So we can keep
Stop
track.
the spreadsheet.
We don't want to. What if we repeat something? I swear to God,
you are not going to make a spreadsheet.
What if we accidentally see Saturn 3 again and you love it?
Well, then that's the way that. Then I'm going to be in a Saturn 3 movie.
That would be organic, wouldn't it?
That's organic. That's the way. That's the way my brain works. That's the way.
Did you notice? Oh, I have one more thing about credits. I don't
Okay.
know why I'm obsessed with credits right now.
Yeah,
Did you notice something about Unfriended? That, like the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember for sure for the second one, but the first one. There's something about the first one that was totally different, especially coming from an '80s point of view,
Right.
an '80s movie point of view.
Yeah.
There was something missing in relation to credits.
It started right in.
There were no credits at the beginning.
Yeah, there were no credits at the beginning.
I noticed that like immediately. I was
that's become a thing lately, though. I mean,
but usually they'll do an opening and then they'll run credits, like Mission Impossible.
Yeah. For instance,
They'll run at least the director.
But these days, a lot of films are already getting into it and running credits and tail credits.
Is that because a lot of them are like this, where there's like a tiny crew and only a handful of actors?
I don't know what's going on in people's heads, man.
See, I would, if I was going to put a movie out,
mm-hmm.
to force people to watch credits, I would have opening credits just with like couple names, and then like I would either have the actors say names
mm-hmm.
or have it like in the background, or have it just kind of go across the screen. Like, hey, he wrote this amazing scene.
I've been on films before where people use. I remember on Nightmare on Elm Street 3. The grip crew, they picked Bob as all their middle names. So as what was middle names or middle name. So it was Joe, Bob, and last name Joe Bob Lewis, and then and was all the way through.
It's like The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like their credits, especially around Halloween. They do all those.
Right. Oh yeah, exactly. Stuff like that. I'm all for it.
Yep, me too.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm done talking about credits.
Are you
Yes.
done with the credits?
Yes,
You sure?
I think so. Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're done.
Run the credits. This is Kurt Thomas along with Mick Strawn. Thank you for listening to the Dream Warrior Review. If you have any questions or just have feedback for our show, we welcome them at dreamwarriorreview@gmail.com. Of course, you can find us on Facebook and Twitter as well. As always, please follow us and tell your friends about us too.